And here it is again. Here it is again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to Mo. Here it is again. Here I am again. Hope you are there again. The session commences and your company is required. That thing that we do now seemingly twice every single day is being done, the first installation of the day. So the session commences and your company is required. The usual protocol, as you are coming in, click on the like button, and if you're not already subscribed, then please do that. All matters Nigeria related or for discussion. One man went to Mo, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimegojuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 holy.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kokwanam no wow. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. Wanna sing along. Holy, 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 holy. Is another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimegojuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimegojuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 holy. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kokwanam no wow. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo.
And there it is right there, the holy, holy song. Nnamdi Kanu remains their savior forever and a day they will always insist. So holy, holy, as guys, I bring you this. Tinubu's campaign team react as DG Abdul Mumuni Jibrin dumps APC. So this is somewhat a news going back about 2 days ago when the campaign director of Tinubu's thrust towards the presidency, he not only left the team, he's actually even left the party. So quite what underpins that the Tinubu's camp. Hopefully they'll expand on that. Tinubu campaign team reacts as DG Abdul Mumin Jibrin dumps APC. So quite what the latest installment is in that saga, we find out just shortly. So this now the headline. Former Governor Ahmed Yerimna explains why he introduced Sharia in Zamfara state. So quite what justifies that, because he opened up that portal to the point that we've now had it ratchet up to the space that they are destroying bears and whatnot in places like Kano, etc. So he opened that space, but why did he open that space? He explains, former Governor Ahmed Yerimna explains why he introduced Sharia law in Zamfara state. So quite what justifies that, we'll find out just shortly. Find this out shortly as well. This is an offshoot of a meeting that happened a couple of days ago. APC presidential ticket, Osinbajo, Tinubu, Fayemi, others failed to agree on consensus as they meet in Lagos. So we didn't really have too much of an expectation because they are all too deep into their campaigning. They've traveled too wide and spent too much for you to now expect them to bury their ambitions. And the ambition, they are so hopeful that it will manifest, that they are not going to cascade it. So essentially, the meeting would have been to rally behind Tinubu, and they've all, at least the serious ones, have said no. That seems to be the case. APC presidential ticket, Osinbajo, Tinubu, Fayemi, others failed to agree on consensus as they meet in Lagos. So quite what played out there, we find out just shortly. We find this out shortly as well. Nigeria's House of Representatives to reconvene on Monday over Central Bank Governor Emefiele's presidential aspiration. So this now, there's just a total disregard for law and constitution within the Nigerian space, because the Central Bank of Nigeria governor is meant to be apolitical. That means not aligned politically in any way. His only constituency, his party, is Nigeria. The party of the Nigerian Central Bank governor is Nigeria. But of course, he's an APC man. The party of the Minister of Justice should be Nigeria, but he's an APC man. The party of the Attorney General of the Federation should be Nigeria. He's an APC man. The party of the Chief Justice of Nigeria should be Nigeria. He's an APC and an Islamist man. So there's no regard for what the Constitution says. And that disregard now going into the monetary space of the country. Nigeria's House of Representatives to reconvene on Monday over Central Bank Governor Emefiele's presidential ambition. So quite what they are looking to deliberate on, we'll find out just shortly. We find this out shortly as well. 2023 presidency, Shehu Sani reveals aspirants who are standing in for others. So a lot of us are just disregard. We scratch our heads in befuddlement when we hear XYZ has bought a ticket. People like Bakari, of course, people like Dele Momodu, etc. When these people go out and purchase tickets, you purchase forms, you wonder what exactly underpins that. It looks as though Shehu Sani is about to shed light on that. 2023 presidency, Shehu Sani reveals aspirants who are standing in for others. So who are they and why are they standing in for others? We'll find out just shortly. We may or may not land on a human interest story, depending on how the mood takes me as I continue to read. But if we do land on a human interest story, it will be this one. Police officer shares intriguing story of how a mother was left in shock after her son, who was a church boy, confessed to being part of an armed robbery gang and hid their guns in church. So this is the thing right there. And that is the narrative of every armed robber, every criminal, every gangster in Nigeria, and really globally too. If you go to their family, they say, oh, he's such a quiet boy, well-mannered. He could never do that. But then when the evidence presents, he's a killer and a murderer and a chancer and an opportunist. So it looks as though that's played out in that instance too. So plenty to go through. So lean back, kick back, take it easy, relax into the session. The hyperlinks, what that thing that says StreamYard on the screen, that's the hyperlink to the screens. So if you want to appear on the screens to discuss the talking points with me, just click on that hyperlink and that will bring you into a studio space. And as soon as I've finished reading out the talking points, I'll let you onto the screen and I'll discuss the talking points with you. It's an interactive session. It is something that I innovated into the space, but it's been plentifully copied now. But nevertheless, this is what we initiated into the space. It's an open microphone session, and the open microphone is the hyperlink that says StreamYard. So if you want to come on screen, click on that hyperlink. But as you go about doing the clicking on the like button and the subscribe, and the hyperlink at your choice, let me provide a little bit of a musical backdrop to the clickings. We stay in the East and partake in another Python dance.
Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Una boli Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Una boli Mary Nandi go onye do I walk. O Mary woni zu biroya abakare. Mamanda ora, una boogie made in Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Una boogie made in Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Una boogie made in Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Una boogie made in Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Una boogie made in Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Una boogie made in Nandi.
And there you heard it, our cousins from the East. Python dance, the Python dance is free. The Python dance is free. As guys, I bring you this. Tinubu campaign team reacts as DG Abdul Mumin Jibrin dumps APC. A member of the Bola Tinubu campaign organization has reacted to the resignation of its Director General DG Abdul Mumin Jibrin from the All Progressive Congress APC. Correspondents had reported that Abdul Mumin Jibrin on Saturday announced his decision to dump the ruling All Progressive Congress APC. In a tweet on Saturday evening, Jibrin, who is expected to be actively involved in the coming APC presidential primary election, said he was moving on from the party. But speaking to News Agency of Nigeria on grounds of anonymity, the team said the former federal lawmaker's resignation had nothing to do with Tinubu or Jibrin's work as DG of Tinubu Support Group Management Council. The source told News Agency of Nigeria that Jibrin's resignation had to do with local issues in Kano APC. The source said Tinubu intends to solve the issues in the party. However, I understand Asiwaju Tinubu is intervening to resolve the matter with the party leadership in Kano. Jibrin was silent on his next move. Jibrin, who was silent on his next move, also said on his Twitter handle that he will announce development developments in due course. It was gathered that Jibrin belonged to a faction of the APC in Kano, led by former Governor Ibrahim Shekarau, that lost out at the Supreme Court on Friday to the Governor Abdullahi Ganduje's faction. The Apex Court had on Friday dismissed the appeal filed by the G7 faction of the APC, led by Shekarau. The appeal challenged the ward and local government congresses conducted by Ganduje's faction of the party. So there it is right there. It's localized politics, apparently, that is the reason that underpins this, because you have to note that he did not resign from the Tinubu campaign team to stay within the APC. He's actually resigned from the APC for reasons of politics localized to the Kano space. So from that to this, former Governor Ahmed Yerimna explains why he introduced Sharia in Zamfara state. Former Governor of Zamfara State, Ahmed Yerimna, has explained why he introduced Sharia law in the state. Addressing journalists after a meeting with President Muhammad Buhari on Friday, May the 6th, the former governor said he introduced Sharia law in the state in line with the Constitution on freedom of religion. Commenting on being perceived as a religious extremist, Yerimna described it as ignorance, adding that it is one of the things he would fight if elected as president of Nigeria. He said, on the issue of Sharia, I am a Muslim, and I say everywhere I go that I am a Muslim and I want to die as a Muslim. Like I said, I am going to fight the problem of ignorance, and this is one of them. People don't know. A lot of people don't know that the Constitution of Nigeria, Section 38, has provided for freedom of religion, including the freedom to change your religion if you want to practice alone or in community with others, in private or in public. So, as a governor of the state, I followed the Constitution, prepared a law, sent it to the State Assembly, and they passed it into law, and I implemented what the Constitution of Nigeria has given me the powers to do, even in Zamfara State. I have never required or asked or forced any Christian to follow Islamic faith because I would have done an unconstitutional act. So, if elected by the grace of God, I am going to be elected under the Constitution. So, if elected by the grace of God, I am going to be elected under the Constitution, and I am going to take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of Nigeria. I will never do anything unconstitutional. So that is the signal right there. If elected, he will abide by the oath of the Constitution. He has already tested the Constitution in Zamfara State, and that has facilitated him to turn Zamfara State into a Sharia state. So now when he gets to the Nigerian space, the Constitution still applies. So the template that he has already created in Zamfara, he will just apply that to the Nigerian state. So essentially, he is a Muslim, he remains a Muslim, and he will die a Muslim by the grace of God, his words. So, I mean, there's no equivocation. So we must listen to the words of these people because they don't tend to lie in often instances. If you listen to them closely enough, they tell you what they do intend to do. And he told you that he's tested the Constitution to apply Sharia in Zamfara State, which is even quoted section 38 of the Constitution. So he has tested that in Zamfara State and succeeded in imposing it as a state religion in what is meant to be a multifaceted, multi-religious country and state. So he imposes Sharia there. So what then would you argue when this guy becomes president and he turns Nigeria into a Sharia country? So he's told you already, and there it is right there. But they will rig him in, of course. We'll probably argue that Nigeria is already a Sharia state. So from that to this, APC presidential ticket, Osinbajo, Tinubu, Fayemi, others failed to agree on consensus as they meet in Lagos. Leaders of the All Progressive Congress in the Southwest on Friday night, May the 6th, met with some of the presidential aspirants drawn from the region who have gone ahead to pick up the presidential nomination forms of the APC. The meeting, which was held at the Lagos House Marina, saw in attendance Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Bola Tinubu, Kayode Fayemi, Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, Bisi Akande, and a host of others. At the meeting, the presidential aspirants were cautioned against making utterances that will cause. At the meeting, the presidential aspirants were cautioned against making utterances that will cause rift amongst the electorates. It was also resolved that name calling and other personal attacks should not be encouraged by aspirants and their supporters. Sources at the meeting said the issue of betrayal amongst the aspirants was dismissed, as it was agreed that everyone who had an interest to run for any political office whatsoever was not encumbered in any way at all. The issue of a consensus candidate was brought up by one of the organizers, but none of the aspirants at the meeting agreed to step down for another if the need arises. So there it is right there. So just the latter paragraphs, it tells us really the outtakes from that meeting. So no name calling, that is the one thing that we hoped that will come out of that, because there's the very potential, and especially with elements like Aregbesola and things like that, there's every potential of it turning very dirty very quickly, and nobody knows how to abuse people like a Yoruba man. They will mock you and ridicule you and subject you to mental torture. So they agreed across board not to personalize it or have their adherents, their supporters, personalize it. And the issue of betrayal, I think they've also buried that. And I don't think Tinubu is especially fixated that somebody owes him any loyalty. He knows what is at stake, and he can, I'm sure, sympathize with the ambitions of the people who hold those ambitions. So the issue of betrayal was set aside, but the issue of a consensus candidate, which is the golden topic of that meeting, was something that was not agreed on. And there was no real expectation that they will agree on a consensus candidate, because if they agreed on a consensus candidate, that is to mean that some people will have to drop their ambitions and rally behind one person. And we know that the ambitions are so strongly held by certain elements within that enclave that they are not going to step it down for anyone. So there it is right there, the outtake then from the Yoruba meeting in Marina House, Lagos. So, pardon me. So from that to this, Nigeria's House of Representatives to reconvene on Monday over Central Bank Governor Emefiele's presidential aspiration. The House of Representatives will on Monday reconvene for an emergency plenary session to deliberate on the presidential ambition of the governor of the Central Bank governing. Let's do that all over again. The House of Representatives will on Monday reconvene for an emergency plenary session to deliberate on the presidential ambition of the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, and the crisis in the aviation sector. Correspondents report. Emefiele had reportedly picked up the nomination form on Friday for the party's organizing secretary. Emefiele had reportedly picked up the nomination form on Friday from the party's organizing secretary at the International Conference Center, ICC, in Abuja. He has come under heavy criticism. Emefiele, under whom the Apex Bank has retrogressed and the national economy receded, said it was patriots who bought the All Progressive Congress's party's nomination forms for him, adding that he would use his own money to buy his own nomination forms when he had made a decision to run for the #1 office. Also on Friday, Nigerian airline operators announced they would suspend operations as from Monday due to the high cost of aviation fuel, which has hit 700 naira per liter. The president of the Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, Abdul Munaf Sirena, disclosed this in a statement. The statement advised the traveling public who intend to fly to the statement advised the traveling public who intend to fly to make alternative arrangements to avoid being stranded at the country's airports. In reaction to this, the clerk of the House, Dr. Yahaya Danzi Riya, had in a statement announced that the House will be holding an emergency plenary session by 2 p.m. on Monday. It is particularly intended to discuss critical issues of national importance. The House regrets any inconvenience this short notice would have caused, the statement reads. The House will be holding the emergency to look at the two burning issues. So the two burning issues, Emefiele wanting to be president, that this is just, they should just sack him, of course, but they wouldn't sack him. So we land on this now. 2023 presidency, Shehu Sani reveals aspirants who are standing in for others. So this will be the last readout, and then we'll see if there's anyone in the room to take it on. Former Kaduna Central lawmaker, Senator Shehu Sani, has alleged that some 2023 presidential aspirants are only standing in for others. Sani made the allegation in a Twitter post on Saturday, where he stated that aspirants who have bought the nomination and expression of interest forms for the presidency but have refused to embark on consultation to solicit votes to Sani made the allegation in a Twitter post on Saturday, where he stated that aspirants who have bought the nomination and expression of interest forms for the presidency but have refused to embark on consultations to solicit votes of state delegates are only standing in for other politicians. He wrote, "Those who bought presidential forms and never visited the states to solicit for support are only standing in for someone else." It will be recalled that correspondents had earlier published a report on the list of the APC presidential aspirants who have so far indicated interest in succeeding Buhari in the 2023 general elections. So it goes on to give us a list of the people. It's well worth going through that list as well, actually, just to know the names that we're conjuring with. So this list has been added on to since, but on the list, #1, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, followed by Yemi Osinbajo, Rotimi Amechi, Godswill Akpabio, Ogbonaya Onu, Chris Ngige, Rocha Sokorocha Ibukunle Amosun, Pastor Tunde Bakare, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, Ben Ayade, Professor Ben Ayade, Governor Dave Umahi, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, Emeka Nwajuiba, Senator Ken Namani, Governor Yahaya Bello, that's number 16. Number 17, Senator Odi Uzokalu. Number 18, Governor Mohammed Badaru. Number 19, Godswin Emefiele. Number 20, Ahmed Sani Yerimna. Number 21, Ajayi Bori Fashe. So that's another Yoruba name right there, Ajayi Bori Fashe. And then in comes the first woman in the list, Mrs. Uji Onenye. Mrs. Uji Onenye. So she's parted, I think, with 50 million. There's 50% discount for female candidates. And then number 23, Pastor Nicholas Nwagbo. So, and where Pastor Nicholas gets 100 million from, we don't know. Number 24, Dibeji Bankole. And number 25, the second woman on the list, Aishat Alubankudi. So Aishat Alubankudi rounds off the Yoruba complement. Of these numbers, only a few of them have been publicly engaging stakeholders to get their support in clinching the APC presidential ticket in the forthcoming party primaries. So there it is right there, and there it is right there. So there it is right there, and here they are right there. Thomas, I see you. Solly, I see you. And konnichiwa to our man in Japan. Konnichiwa.
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 It's evening, night here. It's not konnichiwa.
What does konnichiwa mean? That's the only Japanese I know.
Konnichiwa means good morning.
Good morning. All right. What is good evening?
So just keep. Is Yoru? Is evening? Konbawa.
Kumbaya. Okay.
Konbawa.
Look at this.
Konbawa. Say Ohio gozaimasu is good morning. Konnichiwa is just a normal greet, like in the day. Sorry, like from 11 in the morning till like 5 p.m. You can say konnichiwa. Then from evening from 6, 7, 8 to this time, you can say you just escaped my brain again.
Look at this guy. You've only lived there for 20 years, but thank you. Let me start off with
Konbawa, Konbawa.
Kumbaya. Okay, Kumbaya to you too. So let me start off with this is it. I was going to comment, but Babati beat me to it. I don't know why anybody wears sunglasses indoors. Yeah, but then
one man, even in the clubs now, people wear sunglasses in the dark.
But the sunglasses. The clue is in the name now. Sunglasses, sun.
Yes,
S-U-N.
But
where is the sun inside? Where is the sun in the nightclub?
One man, fashion knows no boundaries.
It's not a fashion accessory. It's a prescriptive something. It's a medical tool. It's to prevent sun rays in your eyes.
One man, anything can be a fashion accessory. Go and watch fashion TV. Even human beings now, they carry human beings as fashion accessory.
Look at that. All right, thank you. Thomas, are you there?
One man, I'm there.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Good to have you, Thomas. So let me start off with you, Thomas, and let me start you off then with our Tinubu campaign's chairman, Director General Abdul Mumin Jibrin, who dumps the APC for parties unknown. So what are you making of that? The indications are that it is nothing to do with the Tinubu campaign, but really all about the internal politicking of Kano State. What are you making then of this development?
Good evening, Wama. Good evening, everyone, and our listeners. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. To our wives.
Is it Mother's Day?
It's Mother's Day in Australia.
What are you talking about? It's not Mother's Day now. Mother's Day was a few months ago. What are you talking about?
No, it's Mother's Day in Australia. Today. Today is Mother's Day in Australia.
All right.
I know what I'm saying. So I don't know. Maybe I think we have different day for Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day in Australia. Back to politics. I think we have been guessing and permutating about this guy that left Tinubu camp. I don't think it has nothing to do with Tinubu ambition. But I think maybe it's as you rightly read to us, maybe it's the internal problem in Kano. So if the man is having problem, and you rightly read to us that the man said it will announce in the nearest future what lies ahead of him. So let's just see. Maybe there's problem there, and he decides to move to another party, or I think maybe he wants to vie for maybe office, maybe senator or House of Rep or something, and they are not giving him the chance in APC. So maybe the guy wants to move to another party. He could move. Maybe he wants to move to Kwankwaso party or PDP. So let's just see. I don't think there is more issue about that. Tinubu is fine. He will find another campaign manager to front his campaign come 2023. One man.
Oh, all right, brilliant. Yes, it's really nothing to do with Tinubu, like you said. The internal politics of Kano. They were. It's about the party structure, and there are two factions in Kano. The Kano politics had traditionally belonged to Shekarau, And then what's that one that wears the cap in the PDP? So Shekarau was the APC's strongman in Kano, and that other one that's going to form his party, the one with the red cap, Kwakwanso, he was the PDP.
Yeah.
Kwakwanso really owns Kano, he really does. But in terms of APC, Shekarau owns it for APC. But this no Abdullahi Ganduje now, he now deputy for Shekarau, now the governor. So he's now gone up against his principal. So they've held congresses in that space. He's held the Congress. But then Shekarau, who owns the structure of the party, has challenged that, that he can't hold the congresses when he owns the structure. But the Supreme Court has backed the Abdullahi Ganduje faction. So this, of course, irks Shekarau, who has stormed out of APC, and part of his structure is this Senator Jibrin, who by loyalty to his principal follows through. So that's play right there. It's nothing to do at all with Tinubu, but the fallout, of course, Tinubu has to go and look for a new campaign director. So that's the fallout from that. So
but woman, does it sound weird to you? Small problem. People will just jump to another part. I don't. It's sometimes
it's not a small problem now. It's the party structure in Kano State. Kano State is the second biggest voting.
Why can't they solve the problem? Why must you move to another party?
No, they've not been able to. Tinubu is now moving to try and solve it privately, but they've not been able to solve it so far, to the point that they've taken to law and they've exhausted the fullness of their legal options. So the divide is still there. It's about control, isn't it? And
yes,
Kano is a prized space within Nigerian politics. So whoever controls Kano, he more or less controls, alongside the person that controls Lagos, controls Nigeria, because that is the size of that's the vote that changes the direction of the country. So it's a very powerful position, the Kano structure.
Oh, I can see you really your analysis is too full.
And also there's a bitterness between Shekarau and Abdullahi Ganduje, because Shekarau made Abdullahi Ganduje. It's a bit like Tinubu or Shibanjo, but localized to Kano politics. Shekarau made Ganduje, but Ganduje now straddling the Kano State governorship. He's now riding. There was a time that Adalo Koko is here. We covered it then. There was a time he was walking on a red carpet. What's it called, Ganduje, and he made his people. They put a big poster of Shekarau on the floor so that he could step on it, and then they
really,
took the photograph. Yeah, this is bitter. Bitter politics is what they are playing in Kano State.
So they are stabbing themselves at the back now, like Tinubu and Osinbajo.
Well, more or less.
Yeah, one man. 2023 is gonna be. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm looking forward. I just think like 2023 just come like tomorrow. So it's going to be very interesting, one man. We will see story to talk about. One man.
It's just testament to how Nigeria's politics has advanced, that we have not started seeing assassinations yet, because back in the day, they had started killing each other, as early as 1999, they would have been killing each other already. But there it is.
I think they are mature now, one man.
All right.
I think they are mature. These are changing now.
All right. Let me move you on to this. Former Governor Ahmed Yerimna explains why he introduced Sharia in Zamfara State. So you know that name, of course, Ahmed Yerimna.
Of course, the one that married Tin. He married Tin, maybe 15 or 14 years old girl that time.
Yeah, Egyptian. So your thoughts on that space, Thomas?
Yeah. So Yerimna, as you rightly said, the man said he will govern with constitution. When he declared the state as a Sharia state, didn't the constitution exist that time? But he went ahead and declared the state as a Sharia state. So it doesn't make any sense to me.
Sorry, Thomas. What he said is that the Constitution permits him to do that.
Really?
Yes.
It's like the same Nigerian Constitution.
Yeah, that is what he said. He quoted a section of the Constitution which facilitates for freedom of worship, and it is under that clause, that section of the Constitution, that he wrapped legislation around and signed it off with the State Assembly.
So your state can stand up today now and wrap Christian religion around your state people, or Lagos
State is not a Christian state now, or your state is a Muslim state.
No, I'm just citing an example. Like any state can just rise up tomorrow and said, I declare this state as a Christian state, or I declare this state as a pagan state. I declare this case. So it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know the section of law that he quotes to back his Sharia law. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, but when we are saying these people, when we're talking religious, sometimes, because they will say we are insulting them now, because it doesn't make sense to me. Sharia law is there. I think constitution should supersede any Sharia law. Constitution should supersede any Sharia law. But if the man said constitution backs him with what he said, what can we say? We will just shout there, press our keyboard, or kick our head on our phone. So that means he has the backing. So where we have been saying this, why that they declare the state as the Sharia state is illegal, that means this man is telling us now that it's legal to declare any state as a Sharia state, because they have the freedom of association, or they have the freedom of religion. So woman, I don't understand.
The more worrying part of it, Thomas, is that this guy has picked up the nomination forms to contend for Nigeria's presidency, the APC ticket, and he has gone to Buhari to discuss his plans. So there's the potential of this guy becoming the Nigerian president. So if he says he's a Muslim and he will die a Muslim, and that forms his thought to turn Zamfara into a Sharia state. So that clause in the Constitution, it still applies if he's president. So does that mean then he will just turn Nigeria into formally an Islamic country? Is that what it be?
No, God will not allow him.
It's not God will not allow. Now this is reality of what is.
He will not attain. Even they will screen him out. God will not allow him, because this man is a fanatic. He's a big Muslim fanatic. So as you rightly said, if he can't clinch the ticket, so he doesn't even stand the chance of winning APC ticket. So I don't think he can be a president of Nigeria. It's not the name that will be conjoining with that. Maybe they can give him the ticket. So the man is there. He has met Buhari. I know Buhari will respect him, because they are northerner. They worship the same God. They have the same religion. But the candidates that has the chance, there are only 3 in that APC. Maybe Osinbajo, Tinubu, and maybe Fayemi as well. The president is coming to the south. North is not vying for that office. People from the north that is buying that form, they are just deceiving themselves. For the APC to say, they said it earlier on that the power is coming to the south. Later on, the new chairman said they will throw it open, but the handwriting is on the wall, because they said they will switch every.
Just to be correct, they've never really said it was going to the south. It was El Rufai that was saying that they are going to swap positions, but that wasn't a formal. But that wasn't a formal party pronouncement, But the body language does say that they are sending it to the south, but it's not a formal party position.
And the name that you read now, like we nearly see the northerner. picking up the form. Maybe there are 2 or 3 thereabout, almost out of 26 thereabout that you read now. So it's the power is coming to the south. So Yerimna should go and sit down somewhere. You should go on to marry these young people, young thing in that space, woman. Let's move on.
All right, thank you, Thomas. So, Thomas, let me go on from you to Solly. And Solly, let me put to you then that space still that Thomas just touched on, that meeting that was convened, the Yoruba caucus within the APC, gathering all the presidential aspirants to have them agree on positions. So some of the things they agreed to, but the real matter of the day, they did not agree to. What they did agree to was that there should be no name calling or dirty politics. So they agreed to that, to watch their utterances and not turn it into gutter politics. So they agreed to that. They also discussed and dismissed the idea of betrayal. That they said some sources at the meeting said the issue of betrayal amongst the aspirants was dismissed, as it was agreed that everyone who had an interest to run for any political office whatsoever was not encumbered in any way at all. So they've dismissed out of hand the idea that it's somewhat of a betrayal. Nobody owes anybody anything. So they dismissed that. But the one issue, the foremost issue, the most important issue they could not agree on, and it is not surprising that they did not agree on that, to have a consensus candidate that they will all rally behind. So what are you then making then of what they agreed on and what they did not agree on at that meeting, Solly?
Well, if they continue to do name calling, eventually they'll start opening everybody's ass. You know, because they'll just keep on getting worse and worse and worse. So everybody wants to top the other one's insult. And that's the stage it was reaching. You know, everybody started offering everybody's ass. Next thing, Osinbajo can say, okay, I'll expose this thing I did for Tinubu so time. Tinubu too can say, okay, I'll expose this one, I expose. Before you know it, everybody's ass is being opened. You know, so before it gets spilled and we lose focus, what I told the East to do before, we had to come together to talk. We had to come together to have an understanding. The insults may still go on, the jabbing may still go on, but I'm sure it will be done privately, not publicly this time. And if you watch that video, I don't know if you can play it again, one man. The end of the meeting, you know, when I don't know who that was, but the last person announcing that they've come to an agreement, and he said no questions. I don't know if you can play the video again.
Do I have the video?
Tinubu and Osinbajo. You know what?
Do I have the video? I'm not sure. Which video is that?
You uploaded it. It's a 3 minutes video.
Oh, okay. I may not have it because some of these videos I delete them just to free up space. But that will be Bisi Akonde that you are referring to, of course.
Yes. So when they said they came to an agreement, Tinubu looked the other way. You know, Osinbajo nodded yes. So that means Tinubu does not, that agreement that they are saying they've come to an agreement, he does not agree. You know, but they are just saying it. Osinbajo agrees. Then they all agreed that they want to bring the presidency to the southwest. That's where all of them nodded yes. You know, this Tinubu's campaign manager leaving, me I suspect is because maybe Tinubu is already, he's just not going to agree. You know, he may think it's better for him to just go to another party and run for his presidential campaign because he probably believes his backing can follow him. The backing followed him from AC to APC, you know. So what is to stop him from believing it can happen again, you know? This campaign manager has to leave first, then, you know, him too, he may transfer. Or maybe they are going to go the route of may the best man win. You know?
I think they're going to do may the best man win because the people that came out to clarify why that Jibrin guy left, they were actually the Tinubu camp. And what the reasons they gave, it rhymes with logic because Jibrin is a Shekarau camp in APC and they had lost out the APC structure in Kano State. So if they've lost out the structure, then if the party doesn't belong to them in Kano State, then why are they still members of the party? So he has left with his principle. So I'm not sure that is anything to do with Tinubu or anything like that.
But you know Tinubu now, he can spin anything, just to make it sound logical, and let's just move on from this topic. But you never know. It's true. That sounds logical, but you know, he just didn't agree. Out of everybody in that meeting, he didn't agree on some things. Not all things, but some things. So what's that going to do? Is he going to leave the party? Is he going to do make the best man win? If he does make the best man win, he's going to lose.
There's a rumor that he's going to gift his structure to Fashola. So there might well be a possibility that we'll see Fashola just on Monday picking up the forms that Tinubu, just to punish the people that he may perceive as betrayed him, that is going to gift his structure to Fashola and step himself down behind Fashola. So that's just being rumored at the moment. But if Fashola picks up the ticket on Monday, then we'll see if we can explore that more as a
But
possibility.
one man, that goes against the agreement of let's bring the presidency to the southwest, because it's just going to cause chaos. They all want to bring that presidency to the southwest. So I doubt he's going to do that. They all agreed. When they said, everybody nodded yes.
Yeah, but
Everybody.
Fashola is from the southwest now.
But one man, that's going to scatter everything now. It's going to still divide votes.
Is everything not already scattered? What is being rumored is that Tinubu will step down, but give the structure that he has already established to Fashola. So he will champion Fashola rather than himself. That's what's been speculated.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, well,
Honestly.
it's still
And I don't think
it's still
Fashola wants
rumors.
to go for presidency. I think Fashola just wants to gingerly get one position on his own, and he doesn't want to do any too much battle.
Yes, but the way this politics has been going at the moment, we will not know until it's absolute until the
I
end of
doubt it.
business on Monday. We
I
won't.
doubt.
We're not discounting anybody. That's just
I doubt it. I doubt it. Fashola.
One man, anything can happen. No, the one I said here, I think they get the cane till tomorrow about Osinbajo. So anything can happen. One man,
yes.
anything can happen.
It's not over till it's over. That's what we are coming
Just
to
when I said,
realize.
like
Yeah.
when I said fire me, you pick up form. Everybody fought me to the last day. Eh? Okay. Don't worry. You may be your next president, though. But let's continue.
Well, that would be the biggest surprise of all. The only
Uh,
thing more surprising than a Fayemi presidency
but
will
one
be an
man,
Amechi
but
presidency.
but one man, think about it. He will be a Nigerian president. He's around the age group of all Nigerian presidents. You know, you are just overlooking him because he doesn't have as much clout.
Well,
As
exactly. It doesn't have spread. It doesn't have the
but
political
it's the
spread. Well,
standard Nigerian president. If we look at historical uh, measures,
how so?
age group. His mannerism is that of a Nigerian, not really a tribal leader. You know, the mindset is progressive. You know, so that's just what I mean, just the little features. But we'll see.
And it's from your home state.
And it's from my own state, but I'm not considering that. I'm
No,
not.
no, no.
You
You're not.
see,
No, of course not. No, you're not considering that. Oh, it's from your home state. That's just coincidental. That's just
yes.
a
So
coincidence. Look at this.
One man is from my
Eh,
own state too.
look at that.
My mom
Homeboy.
is from Ekiti. My mom is
Home,
from Ekiti.
Oh, all right, brilliant. Homeboy politics. So let's go on from homeboy politics to real politics. Nigeria's House of Representatives to reconvene on Monday over central bank governor Emefiele's presidential ambition. So this ambition that, and there's no denying that because he's been pushing that narrative over the last few months. Now that we get to the business end of politics, he has purchased the nomination forms. And this seems to run contrary to the stipulating enabling laws that superintends his portfolio. So he, as the central bank governor, he should be apolitical, but not only is he a party member of a party, he's also now wanting to aspire for presidency under that party. So all of this seems to be a bit too much, and the House of Representatives, they are calling an emergency meeting to discuss this matter. What are you
I'm very
expecting then, Solly, to emerge from that meeting?
I'm very happy for this. What he was doing is he has so much money. The money was itching him. It was itching him. He just couldn't just he said he has seen everybody doing so much rubbish. He's just doing, let me try my luck. Let me see if my own rubbish too enter. And it cost him. He's not a very smart person. I don't even know how he's CBN governor. No wonder the Naira went, that's downhill. You know, and you would think, because I don't know if he's an Igbo man, but he should be good
It's
at.
from Delta.
He's from the east, so I think he should be good at business. But he wrecked the Naira, and it's still, they even banned Bitcoin. That would have revolutionized the financial market in Nigeria.
You know, Osinbajo is pro Bitcoin.
Well,
It
you
was
can't
pushing
fight
them
it.
hard that you have to open this space. Let these boys, let them. If you don't give them jobs, at least let them earn money. So, Osinbajo is. Do you know that when they banned bitcoins, there was a photo that emerged from what is it called? The Attorney General Malami.
Yes,
That it
yes,
was on his phone, and you could
yes.
see the app that he's using to trade cryptocurrency on his own phone. So that's one of the portals that is using to launder his stolen money. So they are banning it, and you see him on Twitter, even though Twitter is banned. But then, of course, there are laws unto themselves.
Yes, do as I say, not
Hmm.
as I do. you know. So that's Nigeria for you. Thank God we are in
One
CBN.
man, sorry, did you saw hundreds of fleets of car with Emefiele presidency? Hundreds
It's too
on
much
internet.
money. When you have too
I've
much
not seen
money
that
and it's
yet.
itching you.
One man, I will search it. I will send it to you. Hundreds of
I think that
semi
was
cars.
Malami.
No. Emefiele. Emefiele. I saw it. I will search. Maybe I will send it to you. Hundreds of customized car. One man.
It's
Well,
unbelievable.
yes, now.
A lot of this thing is I want to bam, isn't it? A lot of this
One man, when you
is
have
I
so
want to
much
bam.
money,
Yeah.
you have like 400 houses in that Nigeria. And
Mm,
in those 400 houses, at least $10 million is buried under those houses.
mm,
Somewhere. It's too much money that is itching them.
mm.
So they are just spending it now. And when they spend it, how they've been spending it privately and they think is now normal, they'll go and now spend it publicly, and then be wondering why are the Nigerian people complaining, because they've been doing this for a long time privately, just that people didn't know. you know
This APC primaries has been a real eye opener for every one of us. It's not that we don't already know, but we're seeing it in demonstration now.
but it's naira.
When a
It's
minister
just
of
100
state,
million naira.
or it's just
Naira,
100,
oh, naira.
do you know
If that thing, if
that's
they
close
said
to a
that
quarter of
form,
$1 million?
one man, if they said that form was $1 million, 10 million, people still buy it. That's how much money these people have. It's just 100 million naira. Everybody's shouting. I'm telling you, if that phone was $10 million, people still buy it. That's how much money these people have. These people have started entering billions of dollars. People are still even calling naira. Oh, 2 billion naira. Oh,
So sorry, don't say that's how much money they have. Say that's how much money they have stolen.
eh,
Yes, yes.
but
How
now they've
much money
stolen
they
it
have
and they have
stolen,
it.
and then
You
slowly,
know.
yeah. You're right,
So
Sony. I agree with you. If it's $1 million, yeah, they will buy it. I
that,
agree.
years ago, we were hearing of these people buying $20 million New York apartments. All these kind of things again. As look at the prices of the apartments they are buying outside the country. They live in one of the richest areas everywhere, and then you are shocked that they are buying 100 million naira phone. We are we just don't know how much money
But
there is.
we should be outraged, though. We should not be surrendered to it. This is one of the. I think we are almost complicit in the crimes that is being perpetrated against
But
us.
for
These
one
people
man,
steal our money, and we in abject surrender. You look at that now. Is that not what they do? We
But
cannot be
one man,
surrendered to it now.
this
Where
talk of being outraged, I don't disagree, but is such a backward, in first world countries, they are not going to be outraged. They are going to take actions. You are not going to hear people shouting, and it doesn't work. That is old barbaric methods that Africa is still stuck in. People will just silently go to the right places, sign their form, sign petition, make sure, hire lawyers. They will do everything silently. Before you know it, the bad official, they will take him out one day. Shikena, finish. But Nigerians want to make noise. Nigerians want to do gra gra. There's always a method. One man, the reason why I'm always talking like this is not because I've lived in the West and I saw, it's in Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos, all the roads in Lagos were not done. All the water that all this government, it was done by the people. We did not have government water. First of all, we did not even have security. There was a valley where some local people just found some land and they just used to live there. Each house did community meeting. That's why I say Nigerians don't have community mindset. There were like 100 houses there. We decided that, okay, this is the minimum amount at least every household should be able to bring per year. When you now join all that money together, it becomes millions of naira. You can hire security, pay them 100,000 per month. You can give them proper salary and they will really take care of that area. We fought for government water to that area. Not only did we take government water and give it to ourselves, we gave it to the poor people down in the valley. Because if those people are poor and they keep on seeing us getting rich, they will come and rob us, right? Because they are not going anywhere. So you have to think. We got anytime the new electricity, all those transformer, all those meter, we got it because we always applied. We always had lawyer for that household, that community. There were northerners living there, there were Igbo people living there, there were Yoruba people living there, mostly Yoruba though, but we know how much is household. Even if you are saying you are poor, this is per year, this is calculations per year. Bring this money. Everybody had ticket. If you don't pay your money, they will stop you at the gate. Security will stop you at the gate. We bought weapons for them. We did everything. Now, we didn't have roads everywhere. We had one honorable that was living in that area. Nobody said anything to the honorable. Nobody insulted him. Nobody argued at him with the meeting. But one day, Fashola came to that estate and we took him to that road. That honorable, his own road was not even tarred. Within 1 month, that guy tarred all the roads in that state, plus the valley down there. We did borehole for that valley. We gave the borehole free water to the people in it. So you don't have community mindset. Nigerians don't have community mindset. Anything is possible. All you need is one lawyer for one community that cares and lives in that community. You don't need to be shouting and be insulting people. There's always something you can do. There's always something you can do. That's just the thing.
All right, but I still insist that these people should be held to account. But what are you expecting to emerge from this emergency meeting by the reps?
One man, I'm sure they all want to push one candidate, but Tinubu is not going to agree.
Sorry, the House of Representatives, they called an emergency meeting
to
discuss MFLA.
I believe this is doing too much. This is really, really doing too much. Like this, we are getting to what do you call it? Election period, and this is doing too much, and it's from the southeast, so I think they are going to sack him. If they don't sack him, that means this APC, they are all about corruption. That means everybody is free to do anything they want, just with caution. It will be very surprising if they don't sack him. That's when I know that it is finished.
All right, but for me, it'll be surprising if they do. Thank you, Solly. Let me go on to world peace. I want to try and touch pretty much as many voices as I can in the session. So let me go on to world peace and have him speak on. Let me have you speak world peace on this idea. This is Senator Shehu Sani. It says, 2023 presidency, Shehu Sani reveals aspirants who are standing in for others. So what he's saying essentially is that a lot of these people that are buying these nomination forms, they are not traveling around the country to canvass the delegates for their votes. So that applies to someone like Dave Umahi. I've not seen him on the road. Tunde Bakari, I've not seen him on the road. Ibikunle Amosun, Rota Sokorota, etc. So he's saying that they are standing in for someone, which is essentially to say that they are placeholders, just buying the ticket as a negotiating tool. This is something that we've spoken about often on this platform. But do you rhyme with what Senator Shehu Sani is proposing? World peace.
Yeah, thank you, one man. Yeah, I think the way things are going right now, I think Senator Shehu Sani is not far from the truth, because the rate they are picking up 100 million form, you begin to wonder what's going on in APC. And actually, as he said, no, that's going around. They're just buying their form, their comfortable room, and sitting in their comfortable room. No, none of them is even making national speech or try to talk to the people. The reason why they are buying form, try to get a crowd and all that. They just buy the form, and that's it. That's all you hear from them. Probably they are buying the form to have a serious stake on the delegate section. You know, I don't really know. I think Ajale Koko might have more control, more light into that. Ajale Koko, but it's confusing to me right now.
All right. So to you then, Ajale Koko, this because we've gone through a list of 25 just in that readout. But even since that list of 25, additional names adding on to it, Shehu Sani is saying that these people are buying these forms, 100 million naira, but he's not seeing them on the campaign trail canvassing delegates. So he's proposing then that they're just filling in the spot for someone else, placeholders, buying it as a negotiating tool. Do you agree with what Shehu Sani is proposing?
I agree with him in totality. We have discussed it here several times. Even yesterday, we talked about it. Those people we are seeing, most of them, they are not really serious candidates. They are not really there for contention. They are there to hold that form and use it as a bargaining chips for, to make money from serious candidates and to use it as a use it to bargain for political appointment. When that serious candidate wins, it's just APC as an administration is just showing to us that that level of impunity that they represent, that we can do whatever we like and nothing can happen to us. So it is abnormal. It never happened. Even in America here, where the form is free, you don't see jamboree of people contesting for presidency. It is free, the form for Democratic Party. The only thing, the qualification, you just have to make some requirement. That's for you to have to attain the age of I think it's 40. Yeah, when you are 40 years and you are American and you have been living in American for continuously for 17 years uninterrupted, and you have like $5,000 in your campaign team, public raise fund in your campaign fund, that qualify you to secure the ticket to be in the race. Even that, with that simple qualification, you don't see 100. How many? You don't see them in the race. But here, you spend 100 million that is not easy to come by. You still see a lot of them jumping. It is totally abnormal, and it's just telling us that these people are not going there to serve. They don't go in there. They are not obtaining the form, to be in the race. and win to serve, but you know, it's just that business. I mean, the lucrative business now in Nigeria is politics. When you are in the game and you are in the heart of it, that is where you can make livelihood, good money. Politics.
Ajale Koko, we've lost you somewhat. Hello? All right. I hope people can hear me. Is it Ajale Koko that we've lost, or am I off the screen? Can anyone hear me?
Hear you. We can hear you, one man.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you, one man. You're on the screen.
All right. We can
hear you, Ajale Koko.
All right.
Okay.
Carry on, Ajale Koko. Ajale Koko, let's help them narrow the field. So let's quickly. I want you to narrow the field for them, Ajale Koko. So what I'm suggesting is I'll run you through the list of the candidates, and you can say either serious or discount. So the ones that you think the ambitions are serious, you say serious, but the ones that you think are, like Shehu Sani is saying, they're just placeholders, you discount them. So Bola Tinubu, serious or discount?
Serious.
Yemi Osinbajo, serious or discount?
Serious.
Rotimi Amechi, serious or discount?
Serious.
Or you can go halfway. If you want to go halfway, you can go halfway.
Serious. Serious.
Okay, Senator Godswill Akpabio, serious or discount?
Discount.
Ogbonnaya Onu, serious or discount?
Discount.
Chris Ngige, serious or discount?
Discount.
Rochas Okorocha, serious or discount?
Discount.
Ibikunle Amosun, serious or discount?
Discount.
Pastor Tunde Bakare, discount or discount?
Discount upon discount.
Comrade Oshiomole, discount or serious?
Discount.
Ben Ayade.
Discount.
Dave Umahi.
Discount.
Kayode Fayemi.
Serious.
Emeka Nwajuiba.
Discount.
Ken Namani.
Discount.
Yahaya Bello.
Discount.
You are discounting Yahaya Bello. You don't think his ambition is...
It's just that one is just a propagandist. It's not. Yeah. It's just trying to make noise now. You know, it's trying to pick some for the future. It's trying to pick some disgruntled people, but people that have mouth, people that can talk, like Femi Fani-Kayode, that guy from the East we talked about it yesterday. That Nwazurike.
Yeah.
And then look, the lady MKO Abiola, that footballer. You see those names that are popular, that have no political base, no political structure, no political followers, but that they can make controversial statement and people will listen. Yeah, those are just hang them here and there and then carry them around just to make it seem notable out there, and maybe in the future it can help him. So that one is just a can, but it's just he's playing the game good, but it's not a serious candidate. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he's probably is playing not for this round, but I think for the future. Yes. So that in the future he would come again to say, and he has age on his side.
Yes.
So Oji Uzokhalu.
No, this can't.
Governor Mohammed Badaru.
This can't.
Godwin Emefiele.
This can't.
Ahmed Sani Yerima.
This can't.
Ajayi Bori Fase. Ọlọ́run ló mọ̀. B-O-R-R-I. The name is B-O-R-R-I-F-A-C-E. So I'm not quite sure if it's body face or, you know.
Oh, Mori,
Tam as they say, you know. So that one discount or double discount.
Yes, double, triple.
Yes. So so now the first female, Mrs. Uji Ononye.
Discount.
And Pastor Nicholas Nwagbo.
Discount.
Dimeji Bankole.
Discount.
And Aishat Alubankudi.
Discount.
So really, there are just about 3 or 4 by your reckoning.
Yes,
because I think you only approved Tinubu, Osinbajo, and Fayemi.
And
the rest of them, the rest of them really.
And Amechi.
Yes. So the rest of them can go in the bin.
They are not serious. Do you see them? Do you see them campaigning around? Do you see them?
No, but that's what Eusani is saying, that these people are just chancers.
Why did they collect the bomb? Why did they collect the bomb?
Well, we have said it now.
Oh my goodness. Nigeria is ridiculous. Very ridiculous place.
Two reasons now. We have said it. They want to use it to bargain for money from serious candidates. So, because from each state that they represent, from each state they are coming out from, so those delegates from those states will line behind them. You know the tribal this and that. This is our Omowa. We can't leave him alone. We have to support him. So they will line behind him, and then he will use that to bargain with serious candidates. Look at all the delegates I have from my state. So if you want me to donate them to them, this is how much you will pay. And then when you get to power, you will consider me for ministerial appointment, and they will sign deal, and it will transport them to the primary venue, and then it will accommodate them in hotel, and then he will ensure that they vote for that candidate. So that is it now. It's a way to make money now, and then to bargain for political appointments. So that's it. So I know that those
can I make a statement, please?
Yeah.
One new party had just rose up in Australia, and I saw people canvassing for them, putting posters in my doorstep everywhere. And I was just curious. I just greet them. They are white. I said, were you paid for this thing you are doing? They said, paid. We are not paid. We are just doing it because we love them.
Yes.
I said, really?
Yes.
And they paint their car. They were putting posters on my doorstep everywhere. I said, were you paid? They said, they don't. Nobody pay us. We just love them. We don't want the Labour and the Libra. We just want them to go. We want this new party. And everybody was happy, sharing ticket, placard, sharing tracts, sharing everywhere. Nobody paid them. I said, when are we going to change to this thing in my country?
I hope Nigerians can stand up and look out for a new party like that, because it has happened.
But we have that with Showore and people like that as well. A lot of his things, they are volunteers.
Yes, they are volunteers.
So they are volunteers. Yes, so we do have that system. We
have, but a lot of our people are not lining up behind them for Showore. You even see some of us that are educated but are ignorant. We want to rubbish Showore that, it's not the right person for the job. No.
Are you attacking us?
But we say,
but I see your point here.
It's not the right person for the job. It's not this, it's not that. Look, the president of France, he didn't come from the 2 big party or 3 big party in France. He came from nowhere, underdog, but he came out with a new message for France, and the France followed him, and he won, and he managed the country well. So the same thing happened in Brazil. President Lula, he came from one-man show, from one-man campaign, going from railway station to railway station to bus station.
I don't remember campaigning for him.
Eh?
I don't remember campaigning for him.
Okay, I got you. All right, no, what I mean, it started like I'm referring to himself, a one-man campaign. Yes, he went to, and he's distributing. He said, "I want to be president." People look at him. You? Who know you? We don't know you. He said, don't worry, we'll be president. And he started, and people started joining him. And before you know, the army of supporters spread across the country, and they brought him to power. And do you know what this man did? It was during his time that Brazil recorded the best of the best economic performance, the best GDP, the best ever economic performance. So some people, and he came. It was a factory worker. It was like a shoemaker.
Can I interject?
Yes.
Well, one man. My experience about Nigeria, the ignorance in Nigeria is very, very deep. Even those who went to school and those who didn't go to school. For you to capture the minds of ordinary Nigeria, one, you must see them drinking at the beer parlor. You start buying them drinks. That is the beginning. Then they will see you as somebody. I mean, like those who have been looting the money now. If you are not in that class, nobody will even talk about you. Because why I'm saying this, the driver who was driving me around is a Yoruba guy. His name is Ola. If you see how he was praising Tinubu, I was just looking at this guy, you know. And when you want to say something, they will begin blind arguments. But for me now, I mean, I'm well exposed. I mean, there's nothing you can tell them about these guys. They will believe. All of them, they are still blind, but still they will be crying that there's no money or they are suffering. I say, why are you crying now? I mean, but since you guys chose to maintain with all this old cargo and you still praising them, and I'm telling you, this is not the way things run. The problem is that, one, most of them, they are not even exposed. Even the one who went to school, they are not exposed. Because the only way, just like if we are still there without going, leaving the shore of Nigeria, I think we'll be in the same mess.
We'll be thinking like them.
So that's the way they think. So the thinking is quite different. Even what we are even thinking, if ordinary Nigeria hears saying this thing, they will start abusing you. But I was up on you abuse, you are still suffering. Nothing is coming up.
Not all Nigeria.
I know.
Not every ordinary Nigeria.
I know. It's not all Nigeria. No, I'm saying majority. I'm saying majority, not all Nigerians. Not all Nigeria.
Mostly in Lagos.
Yeah.
In Lagos, when you mention anything outside Tinubu, it looks like if you don't know anything. I wonder the kind of brain some of these Yorubas who claim to be elite and one of the best brain on the earth. I wonder the kind of brain they have when they begin to front this their man.
Let me finish.
Yes.
Let me finish. Because when I went to Lagos, I went to a different section of Lagos. If you come to Lagos Island, if you talk anything against Tinubu, they might even dagger you. Then if you went to mainland, talk about anything about, like when I went to Okota area, if you talk anything about Tinubu, those guys, they will stone you to death. So you see that island area, Tinubu is the man there. But anything outside island, Tinubu is not winning that. He can't win that war. That is what I want to say.
All right. It's just, they are localized within that space and they don't see it beyond that space. We have the luxury, because they are so weighted upon by the life in Nigeria that they cannot escape that narrative. But we are outside of it, so we don't have their pressure. So we can look at it detached to see what is going on. But they are so consumed by just the grind of daily life that they just regurgitate what they hear. But yes, you are right. You have to be somewhat exposed to see it from a different perspective.
One man, I put the post on the private chat. If you want to show us, please.
Which post?
The link on the private chat for Emefiele branded campaign cars, hundreds.
All right. So I think somebody has already confirmed that in the comment section. But yeah. Let's go on to Babati as we continue to progress the conversation. So Babati, are you still there?
I would like to expound on what
you
that guy
go
was
to
saying about
Babati,
Lagos.
let me say Happy Mother's Day to all women listening to us and ladies. God bless you all. And one man and everybody, please say Happy Mother's Day to your wife for me. That's from Ajale Koko and the family.
You know, we did that about 6 weeks ago. So that's why I was arguing with or debating rather with Thomas. But it looks as though in America, Canada, and everywhere else, today is Mother's Day. But that was about 4 or 5 weeks ago here in the UK.
In UK, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Our Happy Mother's Day to your wife.
Yes, Happy Mother's Day to Happy Mother's Day to all the female listeners. But I'll come back to you because I'm switching
That's
from
okay. That's okay.
So
Yeah.
but I don't think we even have Baba Tea now. So let me or do we? Okay, we don't seem to have Baba Tea. So let me come to you then, Ajale Koko, and have you speak.
I
then
said I want to expound on what that guy was saying.
Okay, no, carry on then, Nigo. Yeah, let's hear that.
Yeah,
go on.
That guy was saying that when you go to Lagos, to an area to an extent, the name Tinubu, sometimes it baffles me when these Yoruba claim to be so clever and be so having the whole brain in this country, and they are putting up some kind of character, you will be surprised. Well, that guy said that if you go to some area and said that Tinubu is this or that you can even be beaten or be killed, it's absolutely true. You know, we are in a state whereby you mention someone's name, it looks like it can even cause fight between some section and some section. We supposed to have gone past this whole area. In Lagos today, sometimes the way you interact with people, the kind of opinion you bring out with regard to politicians, when you even try to tell them, okay, this person is corrupt, this person should be better, they know very well that you are saying the truth too. They are ready to still break your head. There is that possibility in this very Lagos because the hoodlums and the hunger has taken over everywhere, and politicians keep using these people. And who are they using mostly? Is this same Yoruba boys across the Lagos. So there is need for they also to be sensitized and understand that nobody, we are one people in this country. We are not against each other. The person we know that has to do with corruption and it has not led us well in the past must be rejected by everyone. It doesn't matter whether it's from the north or from the south. We are looking for a Nigeria. We are not looking for people that will say, this is my language or that is not my language. Our condition today in the country is Nigeria. Sometimes when you argue with some Yoruba boys, maybe in the vehicle, they might tell you to go down from the bus. Don't talk this here. I've witnessed such things, not silly story. They will tell you go down to the bus, from the bus. Some might even say go back to where you come from, your region. This very Lagos that you are. And who are these people? They are these people that are backing these criminals to come and enter power and continue to criminalize the whole thing, the whole system. So it's something we really need to be talking about all the time for us to be able to sensitize our brothers. That not that we can this time is not time to solve brother issue. No. Everybody everywhere is bleeding. Your brother is even killing you in this country now. So we must look beyond those ones and present the right candidate.
What if these candidates that you are describing as corrupt and not fit for purpose, what if that is their choice?
That's what we are saying. Now, what makes that their choice? It's because of how they corner them now.
Because of star quality, because of tribal reasons, because of the narrative that they've heard. You know,
but
whatever.
Such corrupt souls is impoverishing these people now. So what makes you think that they are supporting them because their brain are correct? You don't know that maybe like 60 to 70% of Nigeria has brain problem. You know they are mad in this country, a lot of people. You think when we can say the country is mad. Yes, it might not be directly blah. Yes, nah. You don't know they are mad in this country. People don't reason where they weaponize them with poverty now.
So
anything you tell them
they are
goes.
ignorant of the root of their problem. That's why they don't.
They are ignorant of the root of their problems. The root of their problem doesn't matter to them. They even support those that give them the problem. In this country in this Lagos that we are.
Yes.
You know, so these are the things. It's not easy to live in this country.
How
widespread
would you say that is? What you've just described, how widespread is it?
Call like 2 or 3 different, just excuse me, for you to know, if you have maybe different indigens in Lagos, just call like 2 from 3 different areas and ask the same question that guy just said. Ask somebody from Ikoyi, ask someone from Via, ask someone from Ajegule. Just put it down, you will get the report or so. They keep, you know, these people who have strangled us and kept us in this penury scheme for this long time, they keep having the support of those that are still the most hunger and the most vulnerable.
What percentage of the working class would you say are supporters of this? Let's use Tinubu as an example. What percentage of the working class in Lagos, so the artisans, etc., what percentage of them would you suggest they are Tinubu followers?
The working class, I think those ones, I don't know how to exonerate those ones or really come on. But I think the working class, you will not compare them with those some of all these, would I call them some of these poor guys or whatever.
I think those working what percentage of the poor guys would you say support Tinubu?
Anyone you just see in the street, anyone. Anyone.
You see, what I'm trying to get at is how widespread it is, because if it's as deep as you're suggesting, then it's almost insurmountable. How do you begin to reorient this sort of people? Almost an impossible task.
It is difficult. See, let me just tell you clearly. There was a day I was putting up an argument somewhere around the island too. The guy, it was a policeman. He just told me, bro, I don't make such argument. These guys, they can break your head. Do I say for what? As I will shoot somebody here, break with person head. That was how I discharged the police guy where we were gisting. So for such man to tell you such a thing, you will understand how, you know, how widespread such thing is, you know, that kind of a thing. So it is really troublesome. It's worrisome in the country, but we just try to. These people really need some level of sensitization.
I think it's tribal politics. If you go to the east and the south as well, they will line up behind their own son. If you go to the east, or if you talk to Eastern as well, they will be shouting, "Hey,
tribal politics."
It's tribal politics everywhere.
Politics. Let me put it that
way. You know, I think you're right. Remember, Ajande Koko, when we were doing a session on Obiano. Hold on, Ego. Remember when we were doing a session on Obiano, and we were talking about how he had stolen so much from the state. And a lot of voices were pushing back that, okay, what about XYZ that stole from, what about ABC? So they didn't care that he stole their money and, hold on, Ego. They didn't care that he stole their money and removed resources and infrastructure from them. No. But the fact that he's one of their own and you are different and you are defending yes. So it's tribal politics.
Even for those of us that are here, look at us. On this platform that are traveled abroad and they are shouting, they say, no, why Obiano? I say, come on, man, this guy stole it so much. Let us nail this guy. It doesn't matter where he comes from. He's a thief. But it's just that tribal sentiment is just too bad.
And it's the same thing in Lagos. You criticize Tinubu, they'll say, did Buhari not steal? Did Babangida not steal? Did okay, let's hear from you.
Even as you are talking, when I went to Abia State, if you see how people are supporting not Joseph Carlo, those guys said, I just wanted to like carry bottle and choke all of them. I said, what kind of nonsense is this thing? The people, even I was even telling them that you guys are in a hellfire. I told them, even if in Nigeria, I don't need to even be born again. For the fact I have traveled out of Nigeria, I'm already in heaven. You know? Like I use so many analogies to explain to them how things work in a good country. But do you know that these guys, they keep arguing with me? Yeah. I told them that you guys have you never tasted good life since you were born. People that have tasted good life was those people who they born around 50s, which is like my dad them. Those guys from 50, even from I think even from 67, 77 didn't even taste much good life like that.
You know, UK, they get irritated if you come from abroad and you are criticizing the country. That irritates them. They think you are trying to show off and you're trying to.
It's like you are competing.
It's like you're a foreigner coming to criticize their country. Yeah. They get irritates them.
The politicians don't even like us. The politicians, because I have one in our family. They don't like us, and once they want to talk about this thing, and then they come here now. We tell them, well, you guys are just playing because we know that you guys you don't have anything to give to the people. That's why you guys are just taking the money. But you come here, you enjoy. You want to stay in five-star hotel, then you'll be doing all those roads. But when you come, the problem is that after those mighty buildings they build, if you see the kind road the car run on, all their car scratch. Ajayi Koko, are you listening to me? It's all those big cars they buy. Even the car, my Honda Accord I bought since almost like 10 years, even cleaner, more cleaner than those their Lamborghini and all those things. I said, is it this kind of life people will be living? If you go to their distant road, everything bad, they'll be running all those. I said, which kind of life is this thing? I mean, you are living in a place you call your home, that you have to make as your home. You have to spend that money you are stealing. Why don't you use it and make the road?
You will see beautiful house, a mansion, no good road to that house.
See, the stupidness in them, I can never even because upon all those mighty building, when you enter it, is just nothing. You can't even see any of this thing, no matter all those things they put. Even I can even tell you when there's a hotel I lodge in Lagos. No matter how much expensive that hotel, but you still see those to tell you that the people self is not even organized. They are not even organized because they hate themselves, they hate the environment, and they even hate their people that even voting them. And the people self don't even know that these people, they hate them. So if you don't know who hates you, so how can you even differentiate? So I mean the problem is very, very deep. It's gonna be a century problem to so when I look at it, I say, well, it is what it is now.
You know what amuses me is when I see people like Dino Milaye showing off with a Ferrari. So I'm sitting there wondering, okay, so you buy the Ferrari, but where are you going to drive it? On which road? Ferrari is a low riding car.
Inside his compound, inside his compound.
If you just park it in his car, you can't drive it now. Not even for security, but you can't. There's no road to drive it on.
because the thing is that the Ferrari now, the road surface is not even as we press that the road is this thing. But when you look very well structurally, like as even I'm not engineer, but if you look the houses they build in Nigeria, as of like 10 years or do you know that the house they are sinking one man, but you don't know. You wouldn't know that those houses are sinking. You will see three-story building maybe they are built for like 20 years. When you come, when you look at the first floor, you say, it's like, but them they don't know. I tell them this house is sinking because the thing they don't build this thing, they don't build they don't lay the foundation very well. There are so many poor. The country itself is started in a very poor foundation. There's no structure, no rule, no regulation. Everything just anywhere you buy land, start building. You see how we can run that country? Even when you're in the plane and look at the area view of Lagos, man, you say, "Child, man, this place is just like a garbage." Then when I enter Washington DC in that morning, when I look at I said, "Kai, there's different. There's a big difference." You of the sky in Washington DC, you can count all the houses. Everything is properly lined. I said, "Kai." When I look at this thing, I said, "One man, I can't even go. I don't think I would even retire to that place. It's just to go and visit."
Nobody should. I cannot imagine myself living in Lagos anymore. Maybe Ibadan or the interiors or Ilesha or somewhere like that. Well, I mean, no human being should live in Lagos. It's just so
No, the
wild.
place is not well structured. See, for me, if it is possible, I will say let them let's let them start or let them just leave that part of Lagos. Let's look for another place and start reconstruction. Start building another like kind of a new a new town. Then let's call this place. As time goes on, then they will start clearing all those places, because the way things are going on in that place, we can't even control. Even the population itself, people are just burning. I'll ask them, why are you burning like this? You don't even have money to take care of the babies. Eh?
I have a theory around that. I have a theory around that population explosion. I think it's to do with the fact that people are not gainfully employed. So they sit around all day in the house, and then brother is just tying wrapper around his waist, and then he will stroll to the front of the house. Whichever girl is passing by, he'll take her in.
That population there is not good though. There's no look. The last time I went Lagos, there's nowhere you go. You will just see hundreds of people everywhere. You just see thousands of people. You just see massive crowd. Everywhere. For God's sake, everywhere. You go to Ikeja, you go to Island, you go to Badan, you just see Kilode Agege Ero. I said, God, any disaster to Bachelembi, it's going to be
the worst God that is protecting that country, because if a disaster happens, the country cannot cope.
One man, if a disaster, they don't even have what they call this thing, disaster route, in case maybe if something hit, like
no disaster management.
Okay, no disaster management. They don't even have it as a cost. Even the common hospital self, well, because I happened to visit one of the distance, I said, which kind of practice be this one? I beg.
Crowd everywhere.
Which kind of practice be this one?
But you're part of the crowd too. Are you not part of the crowd?
I'm part of the crowd. I'm part of the crowd. But the thing is that what I'm trying to say is that this our political elite. At least let's start to straighten things up. Even I can still give it to Lagos, in a way, because that's the only place.
Would you live in Lagos still? Would you live in Lagos?
I won't live in Lagos. I will just come and do business and go. I won't live in Lagos.
Okay. Let me actually test this as a theory. Let's do a snapshot of that. Very, very, very brief answer. But would you live in Lagos? If not, why not? If yes, why? Just very briefly on that.
The reason why I won't live in Lagos, one, let me just put 2 points. One, there's no good road network. 2, the population. 3, the stress. That's my points. That's the 3 points I've matched up.
All right. Let's do a round robin on that. Solly, are you still there? And would you live in Lagos is the question. If not, why not? If yes, why? So just very short on that. If you're still there, Solly. Okay. World peace.
Yeah, I would not live in Lagos.
Why?
Too rowdy, too crowded. No good road network. No management. Damn, I can't. I cannot imagine myself being there.
Would you live in Nigeria though?
Yeah, I can live in Nigeria, but not Lagos.
But maybe in Edo.
Yeah, there's something like Ibadan too. I've been to the Ibadan, Dugbe. All those kind of I like quiet areas. I don't like too crowded. Lagos is too crowded. It's not managed. It's not well planned. It's not well managed.
All right. Igo, you already live in Lagos, so we will skip you and go to Ajanle Koko. The question: would you live in Lagos? If yes, why? If no, why not? And would you live in Nigeria as well?
Well, I wouldn't like to live in Lagos. That's where I was brought up. But it wasn't like that when we were young. But now, the way it looks like with the crowd and the structure, it's too much. I mean, it's not for peace of mind. It's not a place to live in. So I don't think I can live there. I could go to Ogun State or your state. You can still or Osun State. Yes, you can live a peaceful life there. But peaceful life in Lagos, no, it's not achievable. So you can still go downward to Oyo, Ogun, Oyo, and Osun. Yeah, I can still live in Nigeria, but certainly not in Lagos. No.
Yes, yes. That I suspect will be the case. Let's try Babati. Babati, are you there? The question: would you live in Lagos? If yes, why? If no, why not? And would you live in Nigeria and where? Okay, we don't seem to have Babati. So let's go to X0. X0, the question, your answer. X0. All right, we don't have the people that we don't have. I'm going to start to let them go because we're getting towards the end. X0, are you there? X0, we can hear background noise.
We can hear it's cracking now. Where is he? Are you eating rice? X0?
Are you eating jollof rice again? Look at this man. He's always eating jollof rice. All right. Okay. So I'll give you one more go. X0, are you there? All right. Okay, thank you, X0. So let's go to Thomas then. Thomas, the question you answer.
I live in Lagos before. Now, Lagos is a pollute area. You're breathing the breath you are breathing in Lagos is artificial. I can't live in Lagos. I'd rather go to Ogun State or Oyo State. I love Ibadan. I was born in Ibadan, brought up in Ibadan. I can still live in Nigeria. Peaceful area, mama.
All right. I wonder if there's any point asking Charles. He's never been to Nigeria, but
yes,
just.
I have.
All right. Would you live in Lagos then? Have you ever been to Lagos, Charles?
No. Lagos, I would never live in Lagos. It's disgusting, polluted, and it's a disgrace to humanity.
But you've never been there.
Lagos should be a city. Lagos should be a Dubai of Africa, but it's not.
Have you been to Lagos, please?
Lagos should be a Dubai of Africa. Nigeria. I'm giving Dubai to go example. Dubai was once a desert. How Dubai become the best city in the world? Do you know how it become? Because best thing in the brain. So it's by best city in the world. Dubai was the desert. Not image, but not with 10 years, Nigeria became a country and now it's the best country in the world. Come on, man. This country is a disgrace.
All right. Would you live in Nigeria though? Would you live in Nigeria though, Charles?
I would even. The only way I live in Nigeria, if Nigeria can get the act straight, and some disgracing the people who elected them. Now you should look at Dubai, for example. Dubai was.
Can you live in Anambra?
I would live in Nigeria, not until Nigeria must change the way. The way we're going is not gonna work. How can Dubai was the same as Nigeria?
They have burger there, you know. They have burgers. They have burgers and hot dog.
But one man, isn't it?
One man, I'm suspecting Jake has never been to Nigeria. I'm suspecting.
He has been to Nigeria once when he was a kid.
Stop lying to yourself. You know the truth.
What's life?
Wasn't Dubai born the same year Nigeria?
We are not talking about Dubai. We are talking about Lagos. Have you been to Lagos?
Can Dubai have oil too?
No, he's not been to Lagos. I think it's already.
Now the imams have oil too. So don't talk that rubbish here. Now the imams have oil too, and Nigeria should be a Dubai of Africa. Why is it not? Our leaders are the problem. Come on, man.
Yeah, we got you, man. We got you. Feel you, man.
All right. Thank you, Charles. So back to Ajanle Kokanto, the politics of it. This meeting that was convened, the things agreed and the things that they were not able to agree. So the name calling was something that we did not want to see, and it looks as though they've agreed that will not take place. And they've already also considered that, look, there's no such thing as betrayal. We're talking about the presidency, and everybody has the ambition, should be allowed. So they want to abandon that language of betrayal. But the one thing that they could not agree on, which we suspected that they might not be, is to agree on a consensus candidate. So what are you making then, Ajanle Koko, of the outtakes from that Yoruba meeting at Marina House?
Well, I would have loved the meeting to be held before the nomination form came out, and they will have agreed concretely on who is going to be the candidate of the party. I mean, from the West, if one or two of them can be put forward. That is what they will have done and sealed before this time. But it has happened now. It's good they had the meeting. But one thing I know for sure is that Osinbajo will not step down now. Tinubu will not step down now. And the governor of Ekiti State will not step down now. So all of them will go to that battle. It is the result of the battle, because I believe there are going to be a threshold within their party that, okay, this is whoever is going to be declared the winner must hit so line. So if none of them couldn't hit that line, then I believe they can come together and agree on one of them that they will all back up, for the next round of election. So, but this is not a good sign that we are really serious for that game when we have all of them in the same political group coming out for one position. It shows that there's no unity. That unity of purpose is not there. It shows that that group is vulnerable, and but the three candidates among them that I see as serious, Tinubu, Osinbajo, and Fayemi. Fayemi, that guy, I'm still saying it. I don't want anybody to underrate that guy. Maybe he's a candidate of the governors in APC, and if all the candidates line their their delegate behind that guy will emerge as a winner. It's the only one that I am seeing that could pull surprise. But I hope that they will go with an agreement now that if at the primary, all of them, one of them is performing better than all, they should all line up their candidate behind that one that is at the topmost among them. At the primary, they should line their candidate behind them, so that one of them can secure the ticket for the party.
Professor Ajale, does that mean 26 candidates will go to primaries, or some people is gonna drop down? They will step down.
One man, I was trying to talk before, but nobody was hearing me.
Yes, nobody was hearing you. I saw your mic was back on. That's why
Yeah.
Did you hear the question?
I can live in Lagos, of course.
Yes.
I can live in Lagos.
You can.
That is if I can be escaping to Ibadan every now and then.
Where in Lagos would you live?
Where it's happening now, Ikeja.
Okay.
That's where it's happening now.
I have my house in Oregon, so
yeah.
That's
if you're not on the island, you must be in Ikeja axis. If you're not on those two axes, you are not in Lagos. You are in you are just roaming.
Yeah, in the jungle.
You are in the jungle.
Yes. No, yes. I could never live on the island. A lot of people are. Lekki seems to be the go-to space now. But for me, if I can't live in Ikeja, Oregon, or Antoni Village, that would do. That's just enough,
Exactly.
Exactly. But it is not where you live that really matter, but how to move around and conduct your business or whatever you want to. That is the big problem in Lagos. It is not where you live. You can live anywhere, but how would you move around easily to perform your daily activities. That's the big challenge.
It's almost impossible to move from one location to another
the other.
in
That
without
is the
getting
problem.
into an argument. You cannot go from one place in Lagos to another without getting
That's
into
why
an
that's why I
argument.
said Ikeja, because from Ikeja you can link to Jodubega and then you are out of the state, you know. And then I will leave moving around for marketers to come and carry the goods and go to the other places. I will not do it, you know. That's why I say I'll just stay around Ikeja. From Ikeja you can move out of the state and run to Ogun
but somebody that live in Ikeja that want to go and conduct his business on the island, how would that place be convenient for him?
One man, can I say something?
That person problem.
Yeah.
Me, I've already fashioned my own life around.
One man, can I say something?
Around location
outside.
Yeah.
Let's say from UK.
Yeah. Do you know that when I was in Lagos, so my wife and I, we did a kind of experiment. So I told my wife, if she is going to Washington DC, from where I stay, it's part of Maryland I am, to Washington DC is about 45 miles. Then that time I was living somewhere in Lekki, going across because I wanted to go and see somebody. As a matter of fact, my cousin, he bought a property in I think Egbeda. Is it Egbeda?
Egbeda, yes.
Egbeda. So I told my wife, let's do that thing. Let's do the experiment. So, and I know that from where I am to Washington DC will take you not less than 1 hour. Then from that Egbeda to Island, when we check the kilometer, though you know we are doing mile here, so I do the conversion now. From here, from my house to Washington DC is still far. If like when you do, because from mile to kilometer, you do 2.2, you know, so you get whatever thing in kilometer because mile is always bigger in conversion. So do you know that when she was going, even she was even driving me, I already left. You know, she's still dragging because with kids now, you know, to take care of the kids before they will jump inside the car and start going. You know, do you know that before we get to that place, man, it takes us not less than 3 hours plus. My wife already went to DC, did what she did, came back. To tell you the kind of, you know, subjection people are passing through. You know, business.
Horrible life.
Even you will be in that traffic. Even to the extent the guy who was carrying me, I said, turn off your AC because I don't want your engine to die. You know, let me just have that. Yeah, I know that the air is polluted. Still, I wore my mask. I mean, you know, they were asking me, is it COVID? There's no COVID. There's no COVID. I said, well, I know the reason why I wear the mask. Not even about COVID, because of the
dust.
You know, the dust. Even as I came back here, I have to take like 1 week off from my work.
You have to take a holiday to recover from your holiday.
From holiday, you know, in a good country now, they will still pay me for the holiday. I was asking people in Lagos, when you take off, do they pay you? Even as I'm in this vacation, my money is still coming in. You know, I said that's the kind of life we should live. When you tell them this, they'll be opening
you
their
can't
mouth.
wear white, oh. You can't go around with white, oh.
No. You
You
don't try. Even all the white I wear,
brown.
all the white I wore, I gave it to Ayo. I say, Ayo, do you like them? Ayo say yes. I just share all those t-shirts, you know, those white t-shirts. Even the palm sandal, because the thing I bought, you know, there's a mix in white. And when you bring it over here now, that thing, you see the color now. You know that this place, you're just coming from a dusty place, you know. So I just gave everything. Once I'm leaving out of that country, Ayo is always happy because you know that everything I will dispose them. I'm not going with anything, you know. That's the chicken. When I come here, I will replenish everything. So that is the life we are living there. Then people are telling me that they are rich. You know, they are rich. I say, which kind rich is that one?
Guineas on that. Come on, man.
Which kind rich is that one?
You know, I would never live in Lagos either because I don't think I can cope with the pace of life. I would live in Ibadan that X0 was talking about, of course, you know, being an Oyo man, of course, where else? But I wouldn't live in Lagos. No, it's just a hellish life, especially somebody that's been used to a certain sort of life. Like you said, I can get into my car at 2 a.m. in the morning, drive all the way to Manchester without any concern other than hopefully I don't fall asleep behind the wheels. That's the only concern I will have.
Yes.
You get in your car at 6 p.m. and drive from Lagos to Ibadan. You are battling the armed robber, you are battling the Fulani man, you are battling the police, you are battling the road, you are battling the hawkers, you are battling people who want free ride. If you get there alive, you go and do dedication in church. You know, it's just it's madness.
Okay, I wanna say one more thing. One man, do you know that there's robbery going on in the broad light? Robbery. If you pass through that CMS area, under the bridge, if you don't know how you do it, they will just rob you and jump inside that water. And once they rob you, they will just enter inside that water. Even policeman self will not even talk to you. You know, so there's a light robbery going on. You know, more especially in the traffic.
Yeah, talking about policemen, UK. Let me show you this. Let me share this screen with you. This is something. Let me share you the screen, and then you'll see what I'm saying. So let me share this. Where's that? Let's share the screen. So this is on Instagram. So let me.
I am so happy I'm in love. Thanks to GP.
So let me so let me come out of that. Let me mute it just because of the music. But this is let me give you the story. This is a Nigerian police arrest officer seen in viral video dancing and brandishing rifle in praise of cult group. The Nigerian police force has confirmed the arrest of a police officer who was seen in a viral video singing, dancing, and brandishing a rifle in praise of a particular confraternity. The officer has been identified as Corporal Matthew Isaac, attached to the Ebonyi State Police Command. The first spokesman, CSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, who confirmed the arrest in a statement on Saturday, said the Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Khalibaba, condemned the unruly conduct of the officer. So there it is right there. The officers are cultists, you know, throwing gang signs and brandishing vehicles, celebrating fraternity. So there it is.
On TikTok.
on TikTok. Can you imagine that, UK?
That one should be fired.
Yes.
It should be fired because it's showing that it's one of those criminals. Is one of them, and is supporting them, and he will do everything to protect them. So it should not be tolerated. They should not be allowed to stay in the in Nigerian police. He should be fired immediately. All necessary punishment that he deserves as an officer should be meted on him, and they should fire him. They should not condone such criminality. He's celebrating criminality. That is what he is doing there, right there. And surely he will protect them. Or maybe he's a member of one of those courts. That is why he's doing. I mean, this impunity should not be allowed.
Does that not speak to the mindset that hold on, UK? Does that not speak to the mindset that Igor was describing, that these people, even though they know what Tinubu is, if you speak a word against them, they will. It's just that that mystique of that criminality. A police officer throwing gang signs and celebrating cultism. UK.
Well, what I want to say is that let me tell you, the only state I know the law works in Nigeria is Lagos. At least they still have the government there. They still have a sense of, like a sense of reasoning. Apart from Lagos State, and the only other state that people are organized to a little bit is Delta State. when you go to Asaba, you see people conduct themselves, in a traffic. They don't do this thing. These two states is the only two states I know that, the law is working. At least Lagos.
But UK,
What of Ebonyi State? Did you go to Ebonyi State?
I didn't go to Ebonyi State, but you see anything eastern part of Nigeria, I know from the east, but I don't like them. I don't like it.
UK, are you serious?
No,
Yes.
hold on. Why is that? It cannot just be for reasons of. You must have a reason for that.
I have a reason. The reason why I say that, because you see, this our Igbo brothers, they are against themselves. Even they are against their own progress. Even as I'm talking to you now, I have a friend. He's a medical doctor. This guy was so brilliant, like when I say brilliant, very, very brilliant. I asked the guy, what are you doing in eastern part of Nigeria? Why don't you go to the west? Go to Lagos. I mean, you grab the opportunity. Don't stay in the east. If you stay here, you will kill your destiny. Even you will kill your destiny. Go to Yoruba land. You will catch that destiny. Then if you want to leave the country, you will leave. I'm saying this thing on this platform. If even to our Igbo brothers who are still in the east, if you see opportunity to go to Lagos, go there, then you find your way. Because I know what I passed through when I went to east. That's the reason why I'm saying this. They don't like themselves. And that's why a lot of people are running there to come and even my friend, as I'm talking to you, my friend just bought a house in Lekki, about $250,000 US. The guy said he can even his property in the east, he want to sell all of them. He said he doesn't want to live in east no more. As I'm talking to you, he moved his family to Canada. He said it's not anything east. He crossed it.
But you are getting good governance now. If Soludo turns out as we're expecting, he may well be the one that sanitizes that space.
If things change, I mean, we can still give it. But for now, as it is now, my man, just take off. If you
do you have property there, you yourself?
I do now, but what can I do now? Those properties, even as I'm talking, I will even will it to my sisters them. Even I don't want to even mention it to my. I'm just mentioning it on this platform, but I don't want to even mention it to where my wife. I will it to my sisters them.
But is your property in the east, or I thought your properties were in Calabar, which is a different space? Yeah.
In Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
Aba.
Oh, Aba, yes.
And my hometown.
Okay. All right. Okay. Actually, off the back of that, let me ask you this, and then by extension, everyone else. Where are you intending to retire to? Where are you intending? So first, you UK, and then we'll make that a round robin question as well. Where are you hoping to retire to?
Where I'm hoping to retire is in my hometown. I mean, in my hometown. The reason why, because that is my route now. I mean, that's where I'm intended to retire. But the retirement is gonna be half-half, just like my dad is doing now, half-half. 6 months in America, 6 months in my hometown, 6 months in America. Because when I get the Social Security, then I'll use it and go and help out, just my immediate family or some other people there, because in the village, things are very rugged there too. Some of them, they don't even, if you even dash somebody 2,000, they will just be, I say, which kind of lifestyle is this one? And that 2,000 self, I'll begin to even imagine in my head, how can they even use it to even cook? While the 2,000 self is not even enough for a bottle of beer. Yeah.
The people are so.
Baba Kure mentioned that here now. One man, you forgot.
Yes, that when he gave them that they were still texting him even when he went back home. But let's ask everyone that question. So we ask World Peace. Are you hoping to retire where you are, or back, or when you get to the last phase of life, you go back to Nigeria?
I'll retire in the next 15 years. My kids are still small. My first daughter is about 8 this year, so I need to get her through university first. But I'll definitely retire in the next 15 years and go back to Benin and live in Benin. Okay, of course, I have 2 hotels there, so who will I leave it for? I'll go back and enjoy. I have a big farm, so I'll go back and sit down.
How do you run a farm in Benin from Japan?
Yeah, basically, I'm not looking for the return, but just keeping it going.
Just to maintain it,
just to maintain it, yeah.
Okay. All right. And Ajale Koko, you of course already full-blood American, bleeding green, white, red, white, and blue. So of course, retire to Texas, Ajale Koko.
Look, one man, we have to pray for that country to get better. Retirement means you don't want to stress yourself anymore. You want to live a peaceful life. And when you want to live a peaceful life till the rest of your, till the time God will say, okay, come back home. You want to be in a peaceful place, isn't it?
Mm.
So if Nigeria deteriorates, continue to deteriorate, and it's not peaceful, why would you want to go and live there? You don't want to go to where it's not peaceful. So,
you know, Ajale Koko, a lot of people talk about it in this romantic idea that I want to die in my village, I want to see the final life of my village. But when you get to that phase of life, when the bones are creaking and every muscle is pulling, and you are chewing medication like it's sweet,
yes,
you don't want to be in a place that cannot cater for you. You just die within 6 months. You'll be dead. You know, if you go back there,
retirement entails a lot of things.
Yeah.
It entails, you know, you live in a peaceful place. You live where you can call for help and you get it on time.
Mm.
You live where there is, what I mean by help, maybe a medical help.
Yeah, go for an ambulance and it comes.
Yes, and it comes, and you live in a well-secure place. You live where you can eat good meal, and you know, those are the things that can make you enjoy your retirement. But when
because it's not suffering time anymore,
it's not suffering time.
You know,
you have worked all your life, you have suffered, you have done everything, and it's for you to enjoy life. Why do you want to go to where it's not peaceful, where you're going to go through pains? You don't want to do that. We have seen a lot of people that left here. Some of my uncle friends, they went back home, they retire home, they sit there. 3 of them, within 3 years, they died. That my uncle is still here. So what I'm telling you is that retirement carries a lot of things around it. And when you retire, wherever you want to stay, it must be a peaceful place. It must be a place where you can get help at the right time when you need it, because you can fall sick anytime. And when you fall asleep and you can't get the right medication, you can't get the right medical need, well, it could be the end of the day. So, but we just pray for God that our country get better. If it get better, it's the best place that we can retire. We can go and live our retirement life. It's the best place because you live in the midst of your people and you can help them. You can see you see children around you all the time, and you can do a lot of things to help them, because that money you'll be getting as retirement from here is a lot of money every month. If you can set up a foundation and help some people, but the number one most important is that it must be a peaceful place. So if it's peaceful, we go back home and retire, and you can just be shuttling between here and there. But if it deteriorates more than that we cannot bear, man, wherever you are, that is peaceful, that work for you, that place, just stick there and live your retirement life there. We lived in the same planet Earth. If you go to Nigeria, you look up, you see the sky, the same sky you see in America. You look ground, this same ground is the same way it is in Nigeria that it is here. We are in the same planet Earth. So that's the way I see it, one man.
All right, thank you, Ajale Koko. So thank you, Ajale Koko. We've gone past the 2-hour mark, and you know what that means. Always the time never seems to be enough, but even more time in the evening. So thank you, gentlemen. Always a delight in your company. So one and all, thank you very much. So I'll leave it here. Carry the conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.